Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have another flea market find. This time it's Fallout, a post-nuclear board game for 1 to 4 players, designed by Andrew Fisher and Nathan Hajek, brought to you by Bethesda Games and Fantasy Flight Games. Fallout. Welcome home. The wasteland is a dangerous place. Resources are scarce, ulterior motives around, and deadly enemies grief you at every turn. In Fallout, the board game, your actions can have dire consequences. Completing quests changes the course of your adventure, and the choices you make during chance encounters can change what the populace thinks of you. Should you assist the Railroad or help the Institute? Will the Brotherhood of Steel prevail over the Enclave? Can you discover the secret of Vault 84? Grab your friends, get special, and win influence over the wasteland with Fallout, the board game. Hi, Rosie. Thank you for stopping by. This game was released in 2017, again by Fantasy Flight Games and Bethesda. Of course, game contents. This game is for people over the age of 14 for 1 to 4 players, and the game lasts 2 to 3 hours. Of course, for more information about Fallout, you can go to fantasyflightgames.com. Now, again, I purchased this game at a flea market. There was a store there that was selling used board games, so I picked this one up. And when I opened the box up, I was also happy to find out that, first off, all the pieces were included, obviously, in the game, so it was a complete game. But it also had two expansions also included in it for one price. So I picked this up for $25, and I was just very happy with my purchase. So I wanted to share with you here today. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Starting right off, we have, again, the core rules and a rules reference guide. And we also have the information for the 2 expansions, New California and Atomic Bonds Cooperative Upgrade Pack. Now, these both came in separate boxes, but the boxes were obviously eliminated and all the components were thrown into the box. So I'm going to separate this out and do another unboxing video for the expansions. So for this video, we're going to do just the components for the actual core set, which is the Fallout right here, these 2. So, as always, let's start off with the rule books. So first we're going to learn how to play. Okay, Surviving the Wasteland, Introduction, Card Library. Remember, a good candidate for the Vault is special. Strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, and luck. Gives you a nice full color of all the components that are included in the game. A great photo of how to set the board up for a game. Information all along the sides. Arrows pointing to where everything goes. Very nice. Then we have the game round, resolving a turn, exploring, moving, quest, encounter, fight, and making a camp. It says you, the survivor. When this learn to play uses the word you, it refers to both the player who is resolving his or her turn and the survivor that he or she controls. The survivor and the player are inseparable. This player is also referred to as the active player by some cards and rules. You can explore actions, move actions, what terrain you might encounter. A great full color example of movement. Quest action, card results, quest markers, encounter action, resolve encounters, encounter icons, encounter level, performing tests, an example of completing a test, shop buying and selling, caps, inventory and equipment, and that's your player board also, flight action, inactive enemies, weapons and apparel, HP and rads, enemy abilities, a aggressive, armor, loot, radiation, ranged and retreat, exhaust and unexhaust, camp action, fight example, trading with survivors, end of the round, enemy activation, drawing the last agenda card, and of course, winning the game. Completing quests throughout the game can grant you your agenda cards. These cards track your accomplishments in the Wasteland. Each agenda card is kept secret from the other survivors. An agenda card automatically grants you a single influence and can grant you additional influence if you meet the condition outlined on the card. Your goal is to reach a certain amount of influence before the other players. You can have a maximum of 4 agenda cards in your hand. If you draw a 5th, choose one and shuffle it back into the agenda deck. The amount of influence you need to win depends on the number of players in the game. So if you have 1 player, it's 11 influence, 10 for 2, 9 for 3, 8 for 4. As soon as the total value of your agenda cards in this amount or influence or more, the game ends and you win. Reveal your agenda cards to the other players. At this time, any other survivors who also reached or exceeded the required amount of influence can reveal their cards and claim a joint victory alongside you. And there's an example of enemy activation. Additional rules, traits, experience points, and leveling. Well rested, perk cards, factions, loyalty, faction power, and of course there's also rules for solo play. And all the good, the back page talks about all of it, thanks to all the good people who brought you this game. So in general, the rules, a total of 15 pages of rules. There you go. So that is your core rule book. Now you have a rules reference book also. Using this document, complete setup, glossary, index, and quick reference. So we're going to talk about completing the setup, foundational rules, glossary. We've got actions, agenda cards, activating enemies, apparel, asset cards, card library, camp actions, character cards, companions, and caps, component limitations, damage, dying, encounter actions, encounter cards, encounter icons, enemies, enemy abilities, equipping, exploring action, faction power track, exhaust, faction tokens, factions, fighting, fight actions, first player, HP track, influence, killed, your inventory, items, leveling up, loot cards, map tiles, move action, loyalty, perk cards, quest action, rads, results, quest cards, rounds, shop, scenario, solo play, shopping, spaces, special tokens, survivors, terrain, tests, trading, traits, trash, turns, unique asset cards, VATS dice, weapons, winning the game, experience points. And then you have an index here also. And then on the back, you have a quick reference guide, which tells you what all the icons means, how to win the game, rounds, action, you're fighting, and everything you have to do. So I like the fact that they give you a book like this, because if you think about anything about the game and you have a question about it, they've got individual listings for each of them, what you do, what everything means. So that's really cool, actually. I like that. So that's a handy dandy book to have as well. So there is your Learn to Play and your rules reference book right there. Okay. Then, of course, it said 1 to 4 players, so you have 4-player boards. So let's take a look at these 4-player boards. They're already put together. So again, every time you earn one of these little letters, you put it in here. You're going to track it with, you have some pegs that you're going to put in here. You have your biohazard reading. You have your health meter as well. Not sure what these are for. Maybe these are for extra bonus things. Down here where your cards go. So it keeps everything on track. Also, I'll say there's a little bit of experience points are up here. It says, so I guess the more experience that you gain, the more extra powers you get up here and over here. I'll see, there's another card that goes to this part here. On the back, it's a picture of the guy, thumbs up, and there you have it. So the 4 player boards are identical. There's quite a few things in this game, including a whole host of different kinds of cards. So we'll start with the cards because there's a rather large amount of them. So we'll start with those first and keep going through everything. Now, I'm assuming this box has a plastic tray in it originally. When I purchased it again at the flea market, it did not have any of the plastic holders in there, you know, put the cards in there, the figures and stuff like that. So everything was in a bag. I'll show you right there. So that's why you'll hear that crinkling in the background a little bit. So we've got all different kinds of cards. You got these kind of cards that all the backs are the same. There's 100 of these cards. I know because I had to count them all out. Over, and the backs are a little bit different, and they're all numbered, as you can tell. Then there's also some cards that have these on the front. I think some cards that look like that. And then we have cards that have these dials on them as well. So let's take them one at a time. So we'll start with the smallest and work our way through them. So these are your cards you have here. Some of them have stars on them, some have numbers on the top, as you can tell. So let's take a look at this. It says, a few scavengers have gathered their findings and placed them as bets. The first to make it to the far side of the complex and back wins. Join the race. Succeed looking back over the course, you cannot even see your competition. You get your pick of the bets. 5 caps, choose 1 item from the shop. Fail, it's probably best to not rehash how that went. With a disparaging smirk, the winner flips you a cap, 1 cap. Okay, so I guess you could pick one of these. Train on the course after they're done. You don't want to risk anything, but the practice after they're done teaches you a few things. Get 2 experience points for doing that. Or 3, hold back and take their stuff. As soon as they're out of sight, you grab whatever you can and get out of there. Become vilified. Okay, again, we're talking about experience points. So you have a bunch of cards like this. They're all set up identical way, which is a little bit of information on the top. What's going to happen if you wanted. So you have different options that you can choose. So you have 3 options in every card. And it tells you if you win and what happens if you fail. So that's pretty good too. You got a bunch of these cards like that. Let's just take a look. Let's take a look at this one. See what this one says. This one says, a recent explosion has morphed this thriving market into a charred ground and waste. The few merchants too poor to move on have set up their stalls nearby. Forced, if you are vilified. The merchants glare at you as you pass. You have a lot of nerve coming back here. One decides that she's had enough and attacks you. Draw and fight. Number 2, make do with the remaining stand. It is difficult to shop properly when they are so few with so little, but you try. Shop once. Reinvest in the community. Spend 3 caps. With no pride left to hinder them, the survivors gladly accept your gift. With stern expressions, they get to work rebuilding their settlement. Become idolized, shop, and trash. So those are these cards here. That's just some examples there. So I'm going to put that up here. Next we have this one here. I thought when I first looked at it, it looked like almost 2 guns, but it is not. So again, card start. All the cards have numbers up top. And some have stars up top. Not sure what the difference between the numbers and the stars are, but we'll take a look at this. So look at number 156. A path runs alongside the ruins, and you see a small caravan ridden by a hunched ghoul from Sepulchre trunding by. Offer to trade with the ghoul. He has a decent amount of supplies in his cart, but Sepulchre is of limited means. Sorry about that. Shop. -1. Buy a ride. Spend 2 caps. The ghoul is increasingly friendly as you roll along. However, there is something glowing in this cart. Place your finger. Suffer 1 radiation damage. Let him pass by and keep searching. The ghoul waves kindly as he goes by. You get a decent haul. Fail, you're distracted by the caravan, so you don't find much. So again, these are chance meetings, it appears. So it looks like one was location and one is our meetings that you come across. You spot a group of Minutemen spread out across the ruined area, forced if you are idolized. They smile and approach you. We've heard about your deeds around the wasteland and would like to offer you a membership. Keep this card when testing to move to the Minutemen and add 2. Forced if you're vilified. Those bullies spot you immediately and head in your direction. Let's deal with this one now. Draw and fight. They don't notice you, so continue searching. Yeah. So these are chance and random encounters. And let's read one that has a star on it. It says, a valuable asset hangs from the ceiling of a large room. Debris and green light surround it. Huh? You're pretty sure this is some sort of trap. Flip the top card face up. You could get in and out quickly enough, you think. If you succeed, you devise sneak through the room, dodging the landmine, stepping over the tripwire, and grabbing the bait. Fail. Yep, definitely a trap. You suffer 2 radiation damage and discard the blank card. Send someone else for it. Companion. Yep, definitely a trap. You step over the corpse of your ex-companion and pocket the bait. Discard 1 companion. Search a different room. The trap is a trap is a trap. Not worth it. Discard the card. So these are random chances. All right. So that's this deck of cards with that cover. So we have some that say 109 and others that say 84. So you got 84 and 109. We'll start with 84. Again, on the top, they're all numbered. A line of armed guards stands behind the vault entrance that was forced open. What is the meaning of this? If you think you are just going to force your way into this factory, you are sorely mistaken. Convince them you are friendly. Succeed. After a lengthy conversation, you earn the trust of the captain and introduces you to the overseer. She agrees to give you access to the vault, but warns you that you will be watched every step of the way and that the vote is coming, whatever that means. You're going to shuffle cards 072 to 079 and randomly add a number of them to equal 2 survivors, and then trash the rest. Trash. Fail. You are violently led away. Suffer 3 damage and discard. Walk away. This seems like a bad idea. You turn around and walk away, leaving them in the broken doorway. Add this card. So you get a bunch of those. That's for object 84. This might be a zone that you're going into. I'm not sure. Again, haven't played the game yet. May try it in solo mode. Again, all the cards have a number on top. This area seems to have suffered a decent amount of structural damage from whatever destroyed this vault long ago. Charred fashion posters line the walls. The floor creaks as you step forward. You're not sure it will hold your weight. Risk the hallway to push onward. AL4. Succeed. The hallway wrenches apart as you cross. You deftly climb and make it to safety before you can be pulled down with the wreckage. You gain 3 experience points. You may encounter the next card at the end of your turn. Add this card. Fail. The hallway wrenches apart as you cross and you are pulled down with the wreckage. You awaken in a caravan beneath the vault. After some wandering, you find your way back out into the wasteland. Suffer 4 damage, move 1 space, add this card. Turn back and leave the vault. You don't feel like dying today. Add this card. There you go. That's 109. And you also have these cards as well with the lightning bolt on them. There, like I said, there's 100 of them, so obviously I'm not going to go through them all. So I'll just take this bunch here. says, I've got a fever. A doctor deal has surfaced in one of the local settlements. No one knows exactly where she came from, but she is paying for good caps for a sample of a chemical she calls FEV. You have a lead on a looter who stole something matching that description. Kill any enemy with this kind of icon. Stage. Okay. You don't trust this doctor. Pay for some information on her. Raider camp, spend 3 caps. Stage 119, trash. Okay. Again, they all have different numbers on them. So we've got here, I've got a fever, collection day, the hunt, blood for blood, teach a man to fish, growing pains, sticking around, brotherhood control, research and development, brotherhood airship arrives, the mothership, but it was aliens. I'm not saying it was aliens. Remnants of the cult, the last fanatics, the wasteland glows. Join us, a growing following, the children of Adam, chasing static, Hippocratic oath, serious hardware, boom, bear with me, war, painful solutions, vault rumors, sign of life, crack it open, or give me death, injustice for all, into the pit, on the trail, on the eve of war, up the chain, fires of revolution, break the chains, child of the pit, a shaky lead, one more silver dollar, what the fox, give me liberty, the sleeping giant, converts to church, rebuild, pulling the strings, the last defense, embrace this, welcome to the capital wasteland, and national treasures. Let's read that one real quick. Again, they were all set up the same way. They have a little introduction piece here, and then it tells you what you have to do, what you have to accomplish, and so there's 2 options here. So most of the crew has survived, but all are injured, many severely. Unwilling to trust a stranger, they require proof of your loyalty. They disclose the location of some nearby caches in which there are supplies and protocols of this kind of situation. Locate the survival gear for the wounded. Encounter any blank until you locate the cache. 3 experience points, stages 04 and 067. You trash this when you're done. Demand an explanation in exchange for the contents of the caches. Encounter any blank until you locate the cache. 3 experience points, stage 049 and 067, and then trash it. This just gives you an idea what the kind of information that's on these cards. And I'm not going to read the rest, but there's a whole bunch more that are included. So like I said, there's 100 of these cards, so there's a lot of them. So put these down. Okay. We also have mini cards. So along with the mini cards, so you have your first thing you have, I'll pull you out here first, are your different character cards that you have here. You have Ghoul, Super Mutant, Vault Dweller, Wastelander, and Brother Outcast. And on the back, it tells you information about this guy's got power armor. When you perform a move action, you gain 1 movement point instead of 2. During your turn, you may pay 1 cap to ignore this effect until the end of your turn. Tire Iron. During the fight, you may exhaust this card to generate 1 reroll. Vault Suit. During a test that uses E, generate 1 reroll. You may equip 1 additional apparel item. Add their armor values together. Super Mutant. Survivor the identity. During setup, become a super mutant. Place this card in play area. It does not count against your inventory limit and cannot be traded or discarded. For each radiation you suffer, gain 1 experience point. Ghoul. During setup, become vilified. Place this card in your play area. It does not count against your inventory limit and cannot be traded or discarded. Your HP maximum is 12. When you would suffer radiation, recover that amount of HP instead. So those are some superpowers that these 2 guys get, and these 3 here. These are just different types of item apparel, item weapon, apparel. So these are kind of item cards for those characters. So it looks like you have 2 mutants and 3, I want to say, somewhat normal individuals. That's those cards. You also have cards that look like they have this guy on them and a black cat crossing your path. Oh, so some of them are different. You got black cat crossing his path, guy holding onto a bottle, guy reading a book, guy pointing at you to the gun salute, gotcha, thumbs up. Guy jumping rope with multiple things around him. Again, multiple things. Super strong. Super strong. Let's take a look what these are. So it says armor, discard at a location to gain an apparel item from the shop or from any discard pile. These are, you're getting your letters, okay. Pain terrain. Night person. Sniper. Toughness. Lead belly. So as you're seeing, each of them have a different letter that's attached to them. So I guess when you gain a letter, you get, you gain one of these cards, I guess. Inspirational. Master Trader, Swift Learner, Gun Nut, Sneak, Action Girl Boy, Fortune Finder, Grim Reaper Sprint. Maybe these are your reputation. These are used for your reputation, possibly. Okay, so these are these cards you got here. You also have your thumbs up cards. So it looks like some are security, some are freedom cards, it looks like. Yep. So you have some that are, let's just take, let me pull them down here real quick. Let me separate them real quick for you. So you can look at both of them. Okay, so it appears that we have three different cut types. You have one in the top that says freedom, and they all have the red star, which we'll take a look at that. We have another one that says security, which has the blue shield on it. And this one has a thumbs up, but has different writing on top of each of them. So let's take a look at them individually. But they all have the thumbs, it looks like, oh, some, I guess maybe some have a thumbs down and some have a thumbs up, maybe. Let's see. Yep, some flip over and have a thumbs up, and some flip over and they got a thumbs down. That's interesting. Okay, so it says freedom, thumbs up. For each space, star has advanced further than defense. At the start of your turn, you may reveal this card to declare loyalty to this group here. Okay, for each space, all right, it's the same. Those two are the same. At the start of your turn, reveal this card to declare loyalty to star. So these are star loyalty because you got the red up top. Looks like they all say the exact same thing. Okay. I guess all these have the thumbs up. Okay, cool. So you're giving your, declaring your loyalty to this red star team, whatever that is. Okay, that's what those cards are for. And then we have this one here, which appears to be security. It says again, security, thumbs up for each space. Okay, so you're declaring loyalty to, I guess there's two different factions. You have the red star and you have the blue defense. Now this is based off a video game, honestly. I've never, I think I tried the video game one time and didn't understand what it was and stopped playing. So again, this is here. This one is you're declaring basically loyalty to the shield, the blue shield, whatever faction that is. Okay. And then you got this one here. It says Puppet Master. If you have at least one star and one defense agenda, if another survivor wins the game. People person. If you are idolatized, if you have 3 or more companions. Idolized, sorry about that, idolized. If you have 3 or more companions. Untouchable, if the shield of your equipped apparel is exactly 2, if the shield of your equipped apparel is 3 or higher. Maybe it's gaining notoriety. If you have, this is payday, so you had Puppet Master, People Person, Untouchable, payday. If you have 10 to 15 caps, your influence increases. If you have 16 or more caps, you get 2 influence, okay? One of a kind, if you have exactly 6 special tokens. If you have all 7, okay, so it's one of a kind. Note all, if there is exactly 1 unexplored tile, if there are 0 unexplored tiles. Manage it. If you have 3 or more drug items, if you are also well rested. And then you have some icons on the bottom here of the cards as well. Not exactly sure what any of those icons mean, but you see them down there. Obviously, when you read the main rulebook, it'll explain all your little icons on there too. I'm assuming these have icons as well. Yep, they have the icons on the bottom as well. So all the cards are set up identically, but they're just different on the inside. There was no upside down, so there was no thumbs down. I happened to pick a card that was upside down in the back. All right, so they're all thumbs up cards. Then we have some more of these mini cards, which are the caps they just talked about in that card. So here's some, I guess this is an opportunity to get some caps. Or how do you gain caps? Well, we'll find out. That's what this says here. Item, drug, addict toll. During your turn, you may discard this card to lose addicted. All right. You have jet. During a test or fight, exhaust to change one die result to a different face. Then test E3. If you fail, become addicted. If you are addicted, you cannot discard this card, and it costs 2 caps to unexhaust. Okay. Radaway, item aid. Stimpak, item aid. Stimpak, Gek. That's an aid. So each of the top has a value attached to it, has a title on it, has a photo, and then has information about the card. So these are aid. This one says companion. Okay, so we talked about a companion over there that we were reading. I think it was this card here where you're doing the challenges, and when somebody gets killed, well, you put your companion in a place and maybe he can get killed for you. When you shop, exhaust to buy items from this discard pile. If you have 8 or more caps, keep this companion when it exhausts. Okay, so the C up there means companion. And down there you have another little icon. These cards don't have it, but these guys seem to have it. The other little things on the bottom. This says a wastelander, a companion again. Some more companions. Okay, companion, and then we have some more items. Weapons, ripper, plasma gun, a sniper rifle, combat armor. So there's apparel in here also. So you got weapons and apparel. So this is some stuff that you can get. Apparel, formal wear, lab coat, and singed duster. That's these caps cards. All right. And of course you also have here some more cards. You've got, it looks like some zoop. And then you have these helmets. So there seems to be less helmets. We'll take a look at those first. Okay, so these are weapon cards. So apparel, power armor, a weapon, a minigun, alien blaster as a weapon, Fat Man, item weapon, super sledge, a weapon, shish kebab, a weapon. It says item, magazine, wasteland survival guide. So let's see what it says here. During a test or fight, exhaust to generate 1 reroll for each WSG contribution in play. Then each survivor chooses to gain 2 caps or 1 XP for each WSG contribution he or she has. Then give this card to the survivor to your right. Okay. Got your Pip-Boy. You can look at the face down side of any map tile or any inactive enemy on the map at any time. Okay. Again, you got some more, a companion, a stranger, and dog meat, your companion. So that's in these cards here. And then you've got the bag. All of them are the same. All right, so Mentats, picture, title, value, how many caps you have to have or something. During a test or fight that uses P or I, exhaust to add 1 hit. Then test 3E3. If you fail, become addicted. If you are addicted, you cannot discard this card. It costs 1 cap to unexhaust. All right, pipe wrench is a weapon. Combat knife is a weapon. Buff out is a drug. Day tripper is a drug. Psycho item is a drug. Fistful caps is an event. Immediately discard this card, then gain 3 caps. All right, fistful caps, that's good. Junk item aid. says, let's see, during your turn you may discard this card and another junk card to gain one card of your choice from the shop or from the money or something kind of discard piles. Okay, I'm not sure what these icons mean. Okay, so you got junk, 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 water, water, Grognock the Barbarian, a magazine, a pipe rifle, laser rifle, Eyebot. Oh, Eyebot, that's a companion. You got Preston Garvey, who's another companion. You got Codsworth, which is a companion. Hancock, which is a companion. Piper, companion. Then you got, again, Brahmin Steak is an aid. Covert Ops Training, it's a magazine. Unstoppables, comics. You've got Live and Love, Tesla Science, Guns and Bullets, Astoundingly Awesome Tales, Raider Armor, and then you got Metal Armor. So there you go. So that's, this looks like a loot symbol on there. Those are your loot cards, it looks like. Okay. Now, for the player boards, we said we needed some pegs. They have some pegs right here from the B. The bags are not included with the regular set. I added them in to separate all the materials up, but those are the pegs that you would need for your boards. Not sure if each one represents, but you got one of each, so I'm assuming different parts of the board. So every person gets a gray, green, and red one. There's up to 4 players, so that's what that is. So those are just regular pegs. They kind of even look like old Lego pegs. Like you put it this way, and you put it in the open slot. There they are. There it is. It's a plastic peg. All right. Again, they're all identical. And there you go. Your pegs go for your player board. And then we have all kinds of different tokens that you have here. All kinds of tokens. So all kinds of tokens. So you've got a mess of tokens for your player board. Again, these tokens here, they'll all have this guy's face on them, and if you flip them over, they have letters on them. So you got an A there, and then you're trying to earn these for experience points. S L E S P E. I need a C. Nope, don't have it this turn, but there you go. So you got a whole bunch of those. I think it was like 35 or 37 of these things. Whole bunch of these. Take those over there. You also have some tokens that have this on the back. Then it'll say Super Muty Brute. Have that icon on there. It'll tell you what their defense is and what you got to roll, and then has some more icons on there. So you got one that looks like that. You got another one that says Super Mutant Skirmisher. So these would be face down. When you flip them over, they'll be on the map tiles. You flip them over and it'll tell you what kind of person you're going to be fighting. So that's just some of these guys that look like that. You also have some that look like this, which kind of have like Death's Head on it, or a ram or something. Again, these look at, so it might be animals. Yao Guai, Glowing One, Deathclaw. So maybe that looks like it means for animals. Again, all your stats are down here for that creature when you're fighting it. Okay, put that over there. A couple more of these laying around here. All right. You got the Deathclaw again, which we looked at. Then we have, what is this one here? Okay. Then we have a bunch of them that have a skull on them. It looks like a regular skull, or a skull with sunglasses. I'm assuming it's a skull. So let's flip these over real quick, see what we got here. We got Raider Psycho, Raider Scum. Well, these numbers look like they're pretty low compared to the other ones. So these may be just Regulator, Looter. Yeah, these look like they're Raider Scum. To a Bounty Hunter. So Bounty Hunter's always going to be stronger than these. So it looks like to me that these might be your weaker guys you got to fight against. Okay. Oh, I found 2 more of these guys. So let's see what they are. Yeah, I got 3 on this. So a couple of these ones from here had 1s on, 2s on it. This one's got a 3. Super Mutant Overlord. Again, this is a Super Mutant Brute, so both of them have 3s, so they're obviously a little stronger. Then you got these here. I'm not quite sure. They look like, kind of look like bugs, but I'm not quite sure whether it's supposed to be that way. Maybe it's a flying insect. Not sure. It's supposed to be that way. So let's flip it on. Okay, I'm going to say it goes this way because that's facing that way. So it looks like this. Yeah. So, oh, I'm assuming that that's the way they're supposed to look, is that way. So we're going to flip this up this way. Okay, so we got, yeah, bugs. Rad Roach. Bloatfly. Feral Ghoul. Rad Scorpion. Stingwing. Another Stingwing. And a Rad Scorpion. Again, it tells you what faction it's from, and it tells you what you need to defeat it. And I'm not sure what the arrow means, or that it almost looks like another arrow. Not sure. Maybe the way, maybe it's the way it's facing. I'm not sure whether that matters in this game or not. How it's facing when you're attacking it, I'm not sure. And okay, we got 1 more of those. So we got that. Again, that's the Mole Rat. Okay, as you can tell, it's pretty low on the spectrum. It's got a 1 down here. It looks like to beat it, you got to roll that body shot to kill it. Got an arrow again. That kind of tells you. All right, and then we've got these guys here, which look like robots. And lo and behold, they are robots. Mr. Gutsy. Mr. Gutsy. It's a sentry bot. And a Protectron medic. Right, some have 2s, and the big guy, the sentry bot, has 3. Okay, it tells you maybe these are the type of weapons it has on it. Right? Maybe it has a shield and that has some loot with them. It has a gun and something else. I'll see he has a gun. So it's telling you what kind of attack. To defeat it, you gotta roll the arms. Defeat him is the arms again too. Okay, the body and the arms. Okay, to do damage. So that's all those tokens. Again, we were looking through some of these cards. It said that you have to gain some of these factions. So there you go. I got 5 of those tokens for factions for the shield. Okay. Then we also talked about the fact that you can gain some stars. So you get 5 of those, you get 5 of these stars too. Okay. And you have these. I'm not quite sure what these are used for, but you get a bunch of different arrow tokens. Maybe it's directional, not sure. When you flip them over, some of them have different colors. There you have it. 5 of each color. Here on top of him. Again, like I said, you have a boatload of these little guys with the guy's head on it, with the letters and the head. So that goes over here, that pile. Throw it over there. You get 2 of these. One has a star, one has a shield. Another one of these, another one of those. And last but not least, you have a bunch of these. Not quite sure what they mean or what they represent. Oh, guy goes over there. And these are your other tokens. So you got this guy, front and back, I believe are this. Nope. One's got a red face. It's got a white face. There's a red and white. So you've got a couple of those. Actually, it looks like it's more of a purple than a red. So excuse me on that one. It's more of a purple. So I'm going to just throw him over there like that. Then you got the blue one. You got the mutant guy there. Okay. You got that's the blue with the mutant on the back. Okay. Then you got this guy here who's got like a red devil in the back of him. See that? So that's those. Don't know what they mean, but there they are. And that's the last of your token. So I'll put those guys right here. And then as we're continuing to roll on, you have some oversized cards. And with the oversized cards, we are tile setups. Okay, so it says Capital Wasteland. So these are, looks like how to set up. Yep, how to set up your board on one side. So you got the tower down here. You got the Project Purity. You got the mall. You got Megaton and the Crossroads Camp. Oh, it's got an arrow pointing what direction you're gonna be heading in. Capital Wasteland setup stage 044. Place the tower tile eye faced up as shown. Place a star token on the tower. Place a quest marker as shown. This is the Bird Wreck. Let's see what it says here. The Brotherhood of Steel. The Brotherhood of Steel, led by Elder Lions, fights to protect the people of the wasteland from super mutants and other treats. We saw, oh, there's a card there, Brother Paladin. Okay. The Enclave. Commanded by the mysterious President Aiden, the Enclave blasts propaganda promising a return to the glorious days of pre-war America. And there's an Enclave soldier. I'll see some time tracker, it looks like to me. Possibly for this, for the mission. Or experience, maybe it's for experience. X is 1, Y equals 1, X equals 2, Y equals 2. Not sure what the colors represent, but that's your front and back. And then you have 3 others that are set up exactly the same way. You have the Commonwealth, you have Far Harbor, and the Pit. So these are your missions. These are your mission cards. You got 4 of those. That's your mission cards. Put those up there. And then you have 2 different kinds of caps, which are the blue ones. The blue ones, I'll take one out. I'm not going to take them all out because they're all identical. So if you get caps, Nuka-Cola. These caps are all worth 5 points. You get a bunch of those. Again, all the caps are the same. In the blue, they're worth 5. And then we have some more caps, which are the red caps. So it's pretty easy to tell which is worth 5 and which is worth 1. And remember, you're trying to gain these. So Nuka-Cola, these are worth 1. So we gain caps. Red are worth 1 and blue are worth 5 points. So that's good. Good way to keep your points and keep that. And you also have here a couple other things. Your tiles for the game. Okay, these are your tiles for the game. So let's go through those quickly. So you take a look at it. So that's the Super Duper Mart, and on the back side you got that. Then you've got your Red Rocket Station. I'm assuming if you've got the video game, this is okay, so it says Hoffman Farm. It's got one of those icons, so you would take one of those things and plop it right on there. You know that that's something you're going to fight when you're in that area there. Okay. Again, that's on the back. Again, this one's got a red icon down here, and it has this here, but no major city on there. It's got this icon. And then you've got the Raider Camp. It's got 3, so that's going to be these cards right here. It's listed. You've got one of these guys over here hanging out there, and this is down here. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not sure what that red thing means. Not sure. Again, that's probably explained in the rule book as well. Put that over there. Oop. Then you've got this, which says the mall. Mall's on fire. Ooh. Radiation symbols. So you don't want to go down there. It looks like water's irradiated water. This guy's showing up over here. Nothing. And on this side here, it says the nucleus. Again, he's showing up there, and again, all irradiated water behind there. You got the maw and the nucleus on that one. This one here, you've got Sit Ruins. And then this one here, you've got Project Purity. This one here, you've got Diamond City. So it's got 4 of these kind of cards. All right, and then this one here says Megaton, arrow pointing that direction, so directionality. Oh, directionality, so where was that? Diamond City, sorry, wrong one. Okay, so you got Megaton, all right. Then you also have this one here, which says Haven. Again, City Bot, you got that there. On this side, it says Far Harbor. So these are also your different location tiles and the arrow at the which direction it's heading in. Okay. Crossroad Camp. Again, outlined in red. Not sure what that red outline indicates. Not sure because it has that little icon there for all the anywhere where it's marked red. It's an icon. Maybe it means difficult terrain. Could mean poisoned area. Not sure. And that's Crossroads Camp. And on this side it says Crossroads Camp. So it looks like both sides are identical. Okay, Crossroads Camp. This here says Ashbury Road. Again, got one of those bugs up there. All right. It's got that symbol on the back of that. Okay. Again, when you place the tiles in the game, they're down, and then when you flip them, you see where you're at. Okay, this is Highway 74. Again, you got the red area up there, which has the 2 icons and the arrow. Down here, you have where the radiation's at, so you got to be careful down there. You don't want to go into that. And that's on the side. Then again, you've got Vault 84. That's one of these cards have the vault here, so it says 84 on one of those. Again, the red sections, and you got this guy down here. Flip that over. All right. Then you've got Super Mutant Camp. It's got one of those icons there. This is all the green with the radiation. Whoop, this looks like it's not. That means it could be a very dangerous area. Okay. All right, the tower. Okay, those icons, it's giving you a direction. Again, could be being a little bit more hazardous or a little bit more difficult, possibly. This here says Robco Factory or Robco Factory. Got 3 of those icons, so those will be those cards up here that are being used. Now you got a robot down there again. You got your bio again over here. You got the arrow, and then again, looks like it could be a tougher area. You have Vault 109, which is the vault cards, which are right there that we went over and we looked at those. Okay, another dangerous area. Oof. Maybe higher level. Pendleton Estate. Got 3 of those. Got this guy. Got the red area right here again. Again, one of those warning signs. Got the bridge, radiation, radiation. Again, got the skull guy, and you got the arrow pointing the direction of it. On this side it says Arcadia. Arrow, skull. Again, it's in the red zone. Not sure what that means exactly. Right, put the bridge down over there. And then we have one that has 2 on it. It's got the railroad in downtown Boston. It's got that one here. All right. And on this side it says the mall. Okay. Looks like Washington Monument, but not sure if it is. Maybe DC. Yeah, it could be. And you're traveling around. And this is, oh my, one big patch of radiation. Not good. Yeah, it's a hazard. That must be mean a hazard sign. Okay, it's cool. That's your map tiles. And last but not least, you've got your figures. Before you do the figures, we're going to say you have 3 game-specific dice. Again, you roll these, and this is where you're trying to get them. So if you need body shots, there's where the body is. You got arm shots, there's the arm. Leg shots, there they are. Full body and leg, arms, torso, and legs. Got a head shot right there. Got a chest shot right there. Just legs right there. And the 3 dice are identical. Put those over here. Then you also have these special icons also that are specific for each one of them is linked to the figure that they have. And when you flip it over, maybe this is the starting letter that you get when you start, because you have you're running this character. You got the letter in the back, so it must be your starting letter for your character. So you start with 1 letter, I'm assuming. All right, that's those. I'm going to keep those separate from the other ones. Put them up top here, and then you have your actual figures, which are right here, which are really, really high detail. I'm gonna say they're between 35 and 40 millimeter. He's a giant. He's a big, big, big figure. And he's bigger than some of the other ones that are skinnier than he is. All right, so you see there's a height differential. Again, he's a big mutant, so that's really, really cool. Really awesome looking figure. Put him over here. Got the heavy gun. Lots and lots of detail on this figure. Pop that head off. This could look like a Space Marine from 40K as well. He's all heavily armored up. Very cool. So I'll give you an example. So I showed you this before, but so this guy, he starts off with this one here. That's his icon. And I guess he starts with the letter S. Put him there, put him here. Got a couple more. This is your ghost guy. He's pretty cool. I really like him. Almost like looks like the Red Skull from Marvel Comics. If he had a cube in his hand, I think it'd be copyright infringement. That's why it's not there. That's a cool figure too. Got this guy here. Really, really cool sculpt. Really, the sculpts on these characters are all very, very cool. Throw him down here. And there you have it. There she is. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. This is everything that's included in the core box of Fallout. A post-nuclear board game for 1 to 4 players, designed by Andrew Fisher and Nathan Hajek, brought to you by Bethesda Games and by what do they call it? Fantasy Flight Games as well. As always, thank you so much for joining me for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed it, you could always give us a thumbs up. Always leave a comment below. Also, you could always hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release any new content. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.